Police have confirmed that they have arrested the owner of the tavern, at which 5 people were killed in a shooting incident in Leeuwenhoek in Pretoria. Now, he is suspected to be an undocumented migrant. 9 other people were wounded and have been admitted to hospital following the shooting, in which happened in the Shoba informal settlement last night. This after about 10 suspects stormed into the tavern and opened fire randomly. Gauteng police spokesperson Mavela Masondo says police are still searching for the suspects.
So far, we are pleading with the community to come forward with information, because the suspects are still at large. So we've started with our investigation. So the case will be investigated by the Provincial Office Serious and Violent Crime. So far, we can confirm that it's 5 people who died. It's 2 females and 3 males. Initially, we were told that it's 3 people were injured, but now the number has increased to 9. So we've got 9 people that are in hospital. As I'm saying that, no, we've started with our investigation, but the motive is unknown at this stage. So the information that we've got is that about 10 suspects, means they came to this tavern last night. They started to shoot randomly without saying with, and they were using rifles and pistols, so then it resulted in the killing of these 5 people.
Now, for more on this, we are now joined by SABC News reporter Lopang Alamu, and she joins us now in studio. Now, she's been tracking that story for us since this morning. Lopang, thank you so much for your time this evening. You've spent pretty much most of the day being stationed at Leeuwenhoek, and this follows that tragic incident where 5 people were shot in the Shoba informal settlement. So far, what do we know about what transpired there last night?
I think, Mbali, just to mention that, fortunately for the families of those who were injured, none of them have passed since we reported that only 9 people were injured. And unfortunately for the 5 who have passed, quite a tragedy. Mbali, I think one of the things that shocked us the most as the media is that there's a family member of one of the people who unfortunately passed who didn't know that her sister had passed. She was just part of the people who were there to find out what's going on. And when we asked her how she feels, because we were informed by some people that that's the sister of one of the deceased, and the shock of her life when she realized that she hadn't been contacted yet, more than 12 hours later, because the incident happened around 9 p.m. last night, where we understand that a group of 10 men stormed into the tavern, didn't ask questions, and just started shooting at random. And unfortunately, 5 people lost their lives there.
And Lopang, you also speak then about, the community members you spoke to today. Tell us more about what they are saying about this matter. Is this normal for this informal settlement?
But it's quite normal for them to hear of shootings, but it's shocking, but they're not surprised, right? So gunshots are a norm from what we understand. It happens every other weekend, and at this point they've called on the police to do just a bit more work and searching of these particular areas. You'd understand it's an informal settlement, so anyone could just come there, live there. Earlier on, we heard some residents, they actually gathered just after we had left, when we came back with the police, and they were just talking about how they need to document everyone who actually stays there, because from what we understand, those are not people that they were able to identify. They don't know the perpetrators who stormed into that tavern. And just to show you how quite tight they are as a community, they know all the people who were deceased when we arrived. It's also quite a small space, Mbali. So I think this was meant to be a garage of sort, and all those people were packed in there. And it really makes sense why those people were so badly injured. Just for our sensitive viewers, we also saw some body parts, right? This is after the police combed the area, and they were done with collecting all the evidence. But what was left thereafter was just a community in so much fear. So much so that not all of them wanted to speak to us. Just one of the ladies who was really traumatized, who said she was standing at the door as these men walked in, and before she knew it, they just started shooting. And the motive at this point is not known. Was this a robbery? Were they looking for someone?
Yeah.
Was this just a spontaneous shooting?
I mean, this has left many community members traumatized, right, Lopang? But who could be behind this shooting? Also taking into consideration the fact that the tavern owner has now also been arrested.
Yeah, so what we understand, the police reasoning behind having arrested the owner of the place is that he was unable to present valid documents, so basically just stating that he's a South African and all of that. So the police did confirm that they suspect that he's an illegal foreigner. At this point, no idea which country they're referring to, but we also did hear some of the residents say that the perpetrators also come from a neighboring country, and this has been an ongoing problem. The residents saying that they wake up one day and your next door neighbor is not the same person you saw last night. Now you have 4 men in one shack because the spaces are quite small. So that's really just a cause for concern. At this point, we have no idea what the motive was.
And what are the police saying? I saw, some of the reports that you conducted today, and they were calling on for the community to come forward with any information. So what does this community do now if you are saying that these suspects are even unknown to members of Olievenhout-Bosch?
That's a cry that happens in a lot of informal settlements where the residents say, but if we are not safe from criminals, how safe are we from them in terms of police protection? If I come forth with information, this means that someone might tell someone that knows one of these perpetrators and then their lives are in danger. We saw one of the brigadiers from the police station, which is less than or around 1 kilometer away from where the shooting occurred, who was addressing the community members and asking them to please come forth with information, also giving out his cell phone number. And you could hear the murmurs in the crowd that were surrounding him to say, we cannot do that, it's not safe. What do we do if we start being targeted by these people? And it's really a valid concern, but we've seen people getting shot inside the courtroom, just outside the courtroom rather, as witnesses to certain cases. So their lives are in danger according to them, and it's still quite a long way until citizens have their full trust and faith in our policing.
Certainly. Lopang, thank you so much for your time and for that update. That's SABC News reporter Lopang Alamu, and she's been tracking that story for you.